guy pulls it in, her arm's shattered.
Everyone drives as a team. None of you new guys can win this shit. You definitely can lose though. So keep that in mind. We don't want hot shots here fucking it up, because every time someone fucks it up here, it's someone trying to be a hot shot. No one here gives a shit.
Dan, dude, you're late.
Everybody went drifting without me again.
They didn't invite you, dude. What is
Dude,
this?
what the heck? I thought we were friends.
What the hell, dude?
Well, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do.
You know, you're just the leader. You're here by yourself. That's all.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
First lap of the day. I'll just lead the train, I guess.
Yeah, dude.
Everybody's fired up.
Hell yeah, dude. You ready, though?
Fuck yeah, man.
No rain?
It's way better, yeah.
Yeah. You don't need your bathing suit?
No. Well, my butt is wet. You can feel the seat. You can see I got a hotel towel, bro.
Oh, God. Yeah. It's better than it raining, so
Yeah,
hell yeah,
sure.
dude.
Even if it's light rain, it's not bad when you're moving.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
don't really notice. I would just give me more horsepower anyway, so.
Yeah, now you're gonna be a speed demon, dude.
Yeah, super fast.
Well, hell yeah, dude. Well, have some fun, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
thing is amazing. It's my favorite car.
Is it?
I should have brought this a long time ago, especially here. Both times I drove this in the S14, I was like, I need the Miata. And my point was proven. Like the first 2 laps, I was like, yep, should have brought this.
Fuck, it's tiny. You have all the room.
Yeah,
Dude.
I chased Kylie up the hill, and I was like, we were talking about it last night. I was like, I want to chase the biggest car so nobody sees me. It's like nobody can see.
It's like pop out from behind.
It's fantastic. I feel connected. Car's great. I just love this place so much.
How's the road?
It's so good. Even just like the little bit of sprinkle definitely helps when you're down on power. Like I'm not down on power, but it's lower power.
Lower power, yeah.
Yeah, that it does help. It evens the odds a little bit.
Oh
But
yeah.
it is fantastic.
Everyone's driving good. Everything's going good.
Everybody's driving good. Everything's going good. We got trains up and down. I think the biggest thing for me as a comparison last time is I can go up and down on this. No overheating issues, just jam. So I'm already 2 sets of tires in before lunch.
Hell yeah, dude.
So we just got back from stage 6 of Drift Appalachia, which was Beckley, West Virginia. This is my 3rd time back in Beckley, West Virginia, and I can honestly say I think it is the coolest road I've ever driven on. I think most drivers will agree with me that this is probably the coolest stage, and it just makes sense. It's the road. The road is phenomenal. It's smooth. Every corner makes sense. You can stay on throttle through these blind corners. You have all this technical stuff going on downhill. When you're flying down the hill, you have all these different braking zones and stuff to work on. Going uphill is a bit easier. It's just got this really good flow to it. It's great for tandem. The scenery is just beautiful. And I think that's what makes it kind of one of my favorite things is just this blend of serenity and chaos. There's this beautiful mountainside, tree coverage, and fog in the morning. It's just easy to get lost in how beautiful West Virginia is. But then the other side, you're thinking about the ditches, the rocks, the trees, the guardrails. So it's all kind of intimidating, and you have to really think about what could happen. I think it can be intimidating in a way, but once you get going and the guys start driving, you get a little warmed up, that's when all the magic happens, and you just kind of take it in. So you can feel the flow of everything. You can feel the flow of the drivers. And once you get connected to the road, it's just, there's nothing like it. There's absolutely nothing like it. It is my favorite form of drifting that I have ever been involved with. So if you get a chance to go out and check it out or drive it, you have to jump at the opportunity because it is like nothing else. The road itself is super fun because it has so many different turns. It has a great elevation change, and you can work on all these different technical skills. You can do multiple different lines. You can run the outside line. You can run the gutter line. There's a bunch of guys doing different stuff. All the drivers out there are very talented. So you kind of follow the guy in front of you, and it's cool to see the different styles and what people are doing out there. But really, you kind of come into your own. The road makes sense. All the corners are just nice and flowy. There's a couple sections that you need to make big extensions. There's really tight corners. There's really long corners. There's high speed. There's low speed. You know, there's just so much technicality in all of the driving. Even the difference between uphill versus downhill. I really got to work on some of the downhill stuff this time, which I really enjoyed. And it kind of makes you flex some of the skills you don't use very often. So there's a lot of different braking techniques that I was able to do downhill, especially being in a momentum car. I got to just go as fast as I possibly could and try some new braking techniques where you're pretty much locking up all fours in some of the corners just to slow down and add angle. And it's very cool. It's something that I definitely needed. It's a refreshing thing for me to learn more as I drive and watch other drivers, watch their lines, try to adapt. It just, I feel like makes me a better driver overall, but the experience is like none other. You have all this crazy technical stuff going on, and the whole time you're just in awe of how beautiful everything is around you in this setting, and you know it's going to look cool. There's so much media out there. All the media guys are crushing it. So it's one of those roads when you get out there and you crush a run with your friends that you just can't wait to get to the top and take a break for a second, let the adrenaline kind of settle in. and just talk with your friends about what just happened. You know, it's unreal. I've never felt that excitement getting out of a car. You know, sometimes we'll have excitement at a track where you have a really good tandem run. You're like, yeah, man, that was great. But nothing beats getting out of the car at the mountain, knowing you survived what was a crazy thrash, and you know, everybody comes back and there's this energy that I have never felt anywhere else in drifting. It is just amazing. Now, the other parts of West Virginia, what make this stage so special is that we all stay in the same spot. We have this nice resort that we stay at. So everybody checks in the night before. We're all unloading cars and talking about how it's going to happen. We had 10 new drivers this time. So to be able to give them a little bit of a heads up of what to look forward to, it's just a great community just to sit there. We all just hang out in the parking lot. There's a nice little bar and grill called Bunkers that we go to and chill out. And it's just good to get that vibe started before the event. So we're all just chilling together the whole time. And then after day one, everybody's adrenaline's through the roof. We get to hang out. We get to go downtown. Everybody takes the race cars. We got a police escort downtown in Beckley, West Virginia. And it's cool, man. This time it rained super hard. And the amount of people that came out just to hang out with us and see the cars and talk about the day, it was just really cool to see. It's a beautiful city downtown. We got good places to hang. We got some great food. Hurt turned me on to this soul food place there. If you ever stop in Beckley, West Virginia, definitely highly recommend the soul food joint. Get the chicken wings and mac and cheese. I think the mac and cheese changed everyone's lives. It's good food. Just go try it. But we had a great hangout downtown, and then afterwards we all go out to Sheets, hang out at Sheets, and basically just like a takeover of teenagers is what it looks like. But you know, we're all grown men, so it's always fun to go to the gas station afterwards and just pile in with 40 drift cars and everybody talking about the day and how excited they were. Take some photos, chill out, and anybody that's passing through is like, "What is going on?" It's very cool to be able to show off what we're so passionate about and get some more people involved. And I think anybody that just happens to be going by there now has some kind of interest in what is going on. And I think that's a really special thing that Drift Appalachia brings to the table. So being able to hang out in these communities, everybody's spending money and trying to help these small towns out and also bring some light to what we do and trying to progress this further. We want to do this more. We want to do different roads. We want to drive every road. So we want to make a really good impression on the cities that we come into. Nobody's acting out of line. You know, we're just having a good time down there and being able to spread the word of what we're doing. So it's a very good time. And then after that, we go back, chill out, talk about cars more in the parking lot, talk about how we drove. And then the next day, we get to do it all again. So 2 full days of drifting, uphill, downhill. You just can't beat it. It is the best thing that's happened in my drifting career. These events at Drift Appalachia, I am just honored to be there. We have so many talented drivers, from professional drivers, grassroots drivers, even the Formula Drift judges. It's very cool to be around and be a part of that. Every time we show up to an event like this, I just feel honored to be there. I know that it's a very select group, and it is an honor to be a part of it and be selected to be in that. And I know the team works really hard to get these stages, to make sure everything is safe, and it never fails. It just keeps getting smoother. We get so many laps. The incidents are going down, which is good. And, you know, I think they're very good at who they're selecting as far as drivers go. So we all trust each other. So the events are ran very smooth. The media is getting great out there. It's cool to have chase cars and drones and just to relive everything. When we get back, one of the coolest things is to watch all this footage and relive what we did. Most of the time you're out there, everything happens so fast, you can kind of hardly remember what's going on. So it's good to go back and check out the footage and get some validation from people when you're out there. I know it looks like it's easy when you're watching these videos. Everything looks smooth, everything looks easy, and it's easy to say that sitting on your couch or sitting at your computer. But when you actually get out there, it is very intimidating. It is a lot faster than it looks. If you're in a car, I don't even know if I would ride with somebody, to be honest. I trust all these drivers, But I don't know. The ride along here, it's nuts. It would be scary. So uh, Emily got a little motion sick, which she never does. So that's a little bit of a testament to what we're doing out there. So having her ride shotgun with me, I think it took about 6 laps and she was about done, feeling a little queasy. So it's definitely a lot different out there when you're actually on the mountain and starting to move forward. Then it all becomes real. So this is my third time in Beckley, and both the 2 times I drove before this, I was in my S14. It's got a lot more power. It's a lot more stable to drive. I was a little bit worried about driving the Miata, but both times I drove it, I was like, man, the Miata would be fantastic here. So I brought it, and to my surprise, it was fantastic. It was a really good car. I don't know what I was worried about. Before I brought the car out, I knew I had to do a bit of work. I needed to finish the roll cage. I needed to add some more safety stuff. I added some bridge moto harnesses, a 6-point that would fit my Hans. We just need to have all the safety stuff required, especially being a convertible makes it a little extra scary. But I made a couple changes to the car. I switched wheels, so I went down to a 15x8 from a 16, and yeah, these Kansei wheels are light, they're small, and it made just the change that I needed. I wanted to be able to stay in third gear, so I wanted to jack up the wheel speed a little bit. So going with the smaller wheel, smaller tire, made me able to go up a gear higher, so I was able to run the top of third gear and not have to do any shifting, which is kind of a necessary thing for me on the mountain. Don't want to miss a gear, straighten out. You definitely do not want to lose drift at all. If you're drifting on this mountain, you got to keep the momentum going, not only for yourself, but for all the drivers behind you. So if anything happens, you got to keep rolling. And that was kind of what the thought process was in my head. I did a nice nut and bolt check over everything, ran a little less aggressive alignment than I typically run just to loosen the car up. You want to have it a little bit free as you have a lot more grip out there than you think. So the car was freed up, and I honestly am so happy with my driving, my performance out there, and just how the car felt. I felt connected immediately. From the first couple laps I went out there, I was like, yes, this feels great. Everything operated so perfectly. The brakes felt good. The steering angle felt good. The diff felt good. So the power level was good for me. I didn't really struggle to keep up with anybody. And I feel like I was going pretty damn fast in my lead runs. So I wasn't really holding anybody back, and nobody was really running away from me. That was kind of my fear, is I didn't want to slow up this train. So definitely being a momentum car and keeping this baby moving was of importance to me, and it felt awesome. I'm so happy I took this thing out there, as I think this might be one of the only stages that the Miata really works, as both the Kentucky rounds are very, very fast and pretty demanding for power. Maybe I could loosen up the Miata and try it. I would like to try it, but you know, I only get to bring one car, so I think it makes more sense to bring the S14. But every time we're back in Beckley, I think I'll bring the Miata. I had a great time with it. As we posted some stuff on Instagram, and I see people commenting like, oh, that must be big power. And I do plan on doing a full rundown on what this car is. I have pretty much the entire build on the channel if you want to go back and check that out. But I will do an update on what the entire car is with every mod and the power level, everything. But I'll give you the skinny right now. It is a 2001 NB Miata. It's a 1.8 liter with the ISR turbo kit. I'm running about 10 pounds of boost at 260 wheel horsepower with a Haltech ECU. Full suspension kit is Destroy or Die, front and rear. So I have the Destroy or Die Pro kit, that is the angle kit up front, their arms and knuckles in the back. And I mean, that was probably one of the biggest differences I've made to the car. It drives phenomenal. I have it on a very neutral setting, so it still has quite a bit of steering angle, but it's not the most aggressive. It still drives like a Miata. It doesn't, take away from it. It doesn't have your typical kind of wise fab transition. So for me, I like that feeling. I like it to snap back, where I have the B knuckle on the S14 it feels very similar to that, just a little bit more angled. I have a COS 1.5 weight diff, and while I was in there building the roll cage, I took out all the unnecessary weight. I even added a new anti-gravity battery, which is like 3.8 pounds. If you guys are looking into something like that, I highly recommend an anti-gravity battery. Gives me more than enough power, and it weighs absolutely nothing. So I will link that below. Got a little bit of a discount there if you want to check that out. But the car was phenomenal all weekend, and I actually got to practice before I went out there. I was a little nervous. I don't want to show up to the mountain untested. I just cannot bring myself to bring a car that has multiple changes and not be tested. So the week before that, I went to Drift Indy GP, and I was able to drive out there with the Street League drivers and the GP drivers, and they're all freaking killers, man. They're all really good drivers. So it definitely got me feeling a little bit more confident in the changes that I made with the wheel and tire setup. So it was fantastic to get to run out there with a bunch of friends and the guys that will be driving the mountain with me next week. So we all got a little bit of practice. My buddy Kyle took me out in battle and then went on and win the whole thing. So very fun, very cool to get this thing set up the week before and get that adrenaline going, get myself back in, as that was my first event of the season, and then the mountain on the second one. So I started off this year really strong in the Miata. The only thing I didn't really like about the Miata is my choice to not have a roof. And it was a choice, but I didn't have a roof, and I got soaked. Like completely torrential downpour for 10 minutes, soaked on my drive back to the hotel. The weather held out pretty much all day. Some sprinkles here and there on the mountain. But as soon as I decided to leave to go back to the hotel, downpour, straight up thunderstorm in my car. It was horrible. And then I spent the rest of the weekend with a soggy bottom. So I want to switch it up a little bit and talk about what I see most common in my comments, which would be, how do I get there? How do I drive? And I get that question all the time. I get a lot of DMs. I get a lot of comments on both YouTube and Instagram on how do I get there? And it's fairly simple. I mean, we do have a very select group of drivers. Unfortunately, we only get to bring about 40 drivers. So we like to change it up. So after speaking with the guys in charge at Drift Appalachia and just kind of my own realizations of what you would need to do this, I think I broke it down to about 5 things that you need to do to get involved and get yourself on the mountain. Number 1, just drive. Drive local events and drive as much as possible. Get your name out there, get acquainted with your local community, or go travel. For me personally here, I'm driving at the Drift Indy Street League, Drift Indy GP, and I do as many local events as possible here, and I will drive basically anywhere. So I do a lot of events. I'm pretty fortunate in the fact that I get to travel a lot and do a lot of different events, and I suggest that if you can swing it, you go ahead and do that too. All the guys that are driving here and all the people in charge, we're always watching at events. We're always driving events and looking out for who's a great driver. We all have to trust each other. So that's a big part of it. When you're out there, we all drive as a team. There's no competition to it. Nobody cares on the mountain. Nobody cares if you're all gripped up and trying to be the biggest hot dog out there. It does not matter. We all want to drive together. We're a team. If anybody screws up, we all screw up. And the price for failure is huge. So we all want to be able to trust each other and drive together. The next big thing is to make sure your car is in tip-top shape. You need to have all of the safety stuff. If you don't have the safety stuff, don't even ask. You have to have all the safety requirements. My suggestion would be to look up the Formula Drift rulebook, and you're going to have to get about as close to that as you can. The Drift Appalachia has their rulebook up, or Drift Indy Street League or GP, US Drift. You can look up all those rulebooks. If you don't pass, don't ask. You need a full roll cage. You need anti-intrusion bars. You need up-to-date seats. You need up-to-date harnesses, a 5-point, a 6-point harness, proper anchor bolts. You need a Hans device. Everything on your car needs to be mint. You got to have a nut and bolt check. Everything's got to be good. You can't have panels flying off. You can't have, we want good-looking cars as well. You don't show up with a whole bunch of different stuff. Part of the allure of this is the media and what comes out of it and showing off. And you have to have a pretty good looking car. Unfortunately for me this time, I did have a little bump the week before on the Miata, so I had to learn how to do some fiberglass stuff. I can't believe I've made it this far in my career without doing fiberglass, but it wasn't bad for my first attempt. But you got to have a good looking car and make sure everything is running good. You got to have a good running car, nothing falling off, pass all the safety stuff. Yes, that means a fire extinguisher and stuff like that too. So read that rule book back and forth, make sure your car is good, or don't even ask. The next big thing on the list, video. Get proper video of yourself driving. When you're sending in a proposal to drive, we're not talking about some dude's cell phone clip of you in a parking lot. We don't want to see that. We want to see good quality video of you driving consistently and with multiple people, multiple drivers, showing that you can keep up. The better the video quality, the better your chances are. And the better your car looks, the better your chances are. So I would really focus on these areas. Find your media guys at your events, throw them a couple bucks and have them video you. It's worth it if you want to make it to the mountain. And the last thing is, don't be a dick. Just gotta be a nice guy, gotta be cool. You got a lot of people that you need to get along with out there. Part of it is just the community and hanging out. So don't be a dick to anybody. Don't be a dick to people at your local events. Don't be mean to people. Help people out, and that goes a long way. Talk to people, have fun. We're all out there for fun. Like I said, not a competition. We're all a team, and it is something that will change your life. I swear to you, it'll change your life. So you're going to have to go through these steps. It could be that simple. I mean, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of applicants. So you try and do your best to stand out. I would say the best way to stand out, make sure your car looks good. Make sure you're driving good. Make sure that you have all of the safety equipment before you even ask. And then get good video. Just good video for your proposal. And number 5, which is very important, don't be a dick. Be a nice guy. We're all watching. So for those of you that are trying to get involved with this, I hope to see you out there, because there's nothing cooler than seeing somebody's face the first time they have to drive one of these roads. And we all lived it, we all experienced it, and we still are. Every time I go back, I still have this experience, but it's cool to see new drivers this time, just the light on their face of what they had to do, and then watching them learn this stage is really cool. So we want to spread that joy. We want to have more people out there. We're not trying to gatekeep it. Obviously, we all want to drive. None of us want to be uninvited, but we do want to share it. We do want to see more people drive. So follow those steps. That should help you out quite a bit. And don't pester. Don't just keep pestering people. Just give them some time. It's a small crew of guys, and they work really hard. So let them get through it. Don't pester them. If you're an awesome driver with an awesome car and you're a nice person, you might get in. You probably get in. So don't stress it too much. Just keep pushing. I'm going to do a quick shameless plug here. I do have merch available. I have hats, I have hoodies, shirts, stickers, and I even have some new Noburi flags on MadDecentRacing.com. If you can support that way, please do. Go check it out. Scroll around. I'll put the link in the description. The hats are really great. I got one completely soaking wet, and an hour later, it was completely dry. Good quality stuff. It's probably the best hoodie I've ever worn. It's very comfortable stuff from Print House. And if you can support, please do it. If you can't, like, comment, subscribe. That stuff is all free. Something that I think is very cool is that I got to drive the S14 and the Miata here, so I have a comparison of cars, and I do love the S14. It's easier to drive. It has way more power. You can dig out of problems, but I really enjoyed driving the Miata, and there's multiple reasons. I got to do more laps. I got to do way more laps. So I didn't have any cooling issues with the car. I was able to go up and down every single time, really mix it up with a lot of drivers, which is what I personally wanted to do. So I got to drive with almost everybody out there. We even made a point to drive with all the Dans. So we ran our Dandoms. All the Dans at the event got together. We've been talking about it for a while, and we got together and ran, and maybe my best runs of the day, of the weekend. Fantastic stuff. So here's a clip of that. But that was really cool. We got to change orders and do that. I usually start off with somebody I know, my good friend Andrew Lewis, and we shredded on Friday, and that got me really confident. He's a very fast, very clean driver. Unfortunately for him, he took a pretty hard hit this weekend, but other than that, all I saw was fantastic driving. It was the only time I really didn't drive with him that he had the incident, but hopefully he gets that back together soon. I know he's a great fabricator, so he'll get that back together. But able to drive with a whole lot of people, and that is why the Miata is fantastic. I got to take lap after lap after lap. I got to take Emily for multiple ride-alongs. We got to chase Kylie up the hill in the biggest car and the smallest car, which is fun. I even got to take Formula Drift judge Brian Eggert for a ride, and Dan Savage was breathing down my neck the whole time. So here's a look at that. Check out his face. To wrap things up here, we had a fantastic time. The event is so good, and it just keeps getting better. Want to see more drivers out there. It's good to hang with all the friends, good to hang in the community. I'm really happy with my driving in the car. I think I came out of this learning a couple things, and I always go back and watch the footage. That's why I have an in-car rolling, so I can see what I could do differently. I think I'll probably make a video, a little bit of a breakdown on how the road goes, how I feel like I drove on it and what I could do to improve, just to show you a little bit more insight on the driving we expect to see and more of what I expect from myself. I feel like there's definitely some areas for me to learn. The more we drive this road, the more we drive with each other, definitely going to learn a lot more. So I will probably do a breakdown video on that line and also the Miata and how that is set up for the mountain. So let me know in the comments if you guys are interested in something like that. I would run through the entire setup on the car and what I do to prepare for the mountain, and then also what I see my own driving and where I can improve uphill and downhill. So I'll give you a little bit of a breakdown on the road and what we're expecting to see even in tandem. So if you guys are interested in a video like that, comment that below. But now for the immediate future, the Miata is good. It just needs to be cleaned up a little bit of routine maintenance. I'm getting back on the S14. I'm bringing that to stage 7, and then I'm also going to finish out the season of Drift Indy GP. So the S14 needs to get back to work. I have a lot of fab work to do. I got the motor built. It should be back within a week here. So a lot of updates coming on the S14. So keep up with that build. And as always, thank you guys for watching.
Not everything looks good as a convertible. Fucking hate BMWs.
Oh God, yeah, what an afterthought.
Yeah.
Gotta do it. You gotta let them know. Gotta let them know that you had a good sounding car and you put the worst sounding motor you could find in it. That car fucking rips though.
Yeah.
He's a gutter dragging dude.
Oh, man. Dude, yeah, he drops that tire all the time.
He's always
I love it.
On the rails.
Yeah, dude, he's like trying to get as close as he can to it.
See that?
Yeah, how'd that happen?
The fucking, my 3 laps in, one of my tires just D-lammed.
Oh, yeah.
And it whacked it. I thought I hit a fucking drone.
That's why I tell everyone that comes to our events and they stick their stupid hands out the window and I yell at them and they're like, why do you dip? This girl had her hand out the window and then broke her arm, didn't know why, pulls it in, her arm shattered. And they had to go back and watch video and realize the rear tire belt just went by and just popped her arm and shattered it.
Hey Dad, my wing fell off right near the bump.
Oh yeah, I'll get around it.